Welcome back to the vlog, y'all. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your time here today. We're gonna do something a bit different. We're going to be in the kitchen with my husband cooking. So take out your notepad or your cell phone since we're in the modern era and get ready to take a few notes. It's gonna be awesome.
It's wonderful to be able to come outside to your backyard and harvest things that grow naturally, flavoring for your food that you're going to cook. These are leeks that I'm going to use to put some pork chop in. We harvested some onions the other day, so I'm going to use those to season pork chop that I will be cooking later for the family with some sweet potatoes. So here are the leeks right here. They're growing. You hear the water flowing down to the koi pond, and it's just absolutely wonderful to come outside and harvest organically grown seasoning to cook with for your family. So I'm going to use my hand, just harvest this leek right here. See how nice and long that is and fresh. I can smell it just from the cutting of it.
I can smell it here too, baby.
Just look at that.
Goodness gracious.
Just look at that. Look at that. That's seasoning for our food that I will cook today. How wonderful. And I'm only going to get two. I only need a couple of them. And I'll get this one right here. Harvest that, and look at that. Take it in the house, wash it off, slice it up, and put it with the food that we're going to cook today. That is absolutely wonderful. Wonderful.
I can tell these beds are going to give me some trouble this year. They're already starting to lift and warp, but I'm going to roll with them.
All right, I've harvested the leeks and the onions, clean them up. Now I'm going to start by cutting the leeks and just getting this ready to use. And what I don't use, I will set aside to put in the compost so that nothing goes to waste. And I mean, the smell on this is just phenomenal. I don't even have to hold it up to my nose. It's just absolutely phenomenal. Smaller sections, that's all I'm gonna do. And just cut that open. And that's where the flesh, the leeks, the flavor. Wow, phenomenal. Just extremely aromatic. Okay, I'll open up this one right here where you can see the flesh of it. I mean, the smell is just phenomenal. Just gonna cut it down the middle, like that. And cut it again down the middle. Cut it into fourths. And use this, the flesh side down, when I use it to season the pork. Okay. Let's put those in a bowl. There you are right there. Gonna start harvesting the onions that we grew as well. As you see, beautiful, clean. I just cut this off so far of the stalk. And this also we're going to compost. We use that compost. I just do this and kind of clean the rest of that off. All right, I'm just gonna cut off the bulb. Take the stalk, cut it down into smaller little pieces. Now I'm going to do the bulb, and I'm just going to slice this a bit thinner. And I mean, this onion is very slippery because, one, we just harvested. It's not store-bought, so it hasn't had time to dry out like you find in the stores. And so the flavor, the aroma, the nutrition is just unparalleled. And I'm just gonna use some pink Himalayan sea salt. And these are thin, so you don't need much salt or anything of that nature because they are thin. Now, if you have thicker pork chops, of course, you do a little bit more with the seasoning. Okay. All right, I used the pink Himalayan sea salt, and I use it because, one, it's not as salty as regular salt. It has many minerals and just nutrition for the body. And I would just suggest that you look it up and see the health benefits of Himalayan pink salt. But with all salts, if you eat too much of it in this with anything, it can not be so good for you. So I just recommend you look up the benefits of the pink Himalayan sea salt and try it out for yourself. But it's not as salty as regular salt. It has plenty of nutritional values, and it adds a great flavor to whatever you decide to use it on. Now, all right, have this pepper supreme, a mix of it in the grinder. Very good, magnificent flavoring, and you don't need much. And I prefer the grinder because it has more of the freshness of the pepper. Very good. Don't need much. Just sprinkle it. Next, have the Herb De Provence. I learned about this from some friends from St. Martin. I'd never tasted it before, and it is just very aromatic. Just adds a beautiful flavor to what you're using it on. Oh my goodness, and when your palate tastes it, your palate will rejoice. Last but not least, have just a little basil. And I'm just gonna sprinkle that. Okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use the leeks to put a leek on each pork chop, stack 6, put them in a Ziploc bag, and then put the onions in. And that's what I'm gonna do, just to get the flavor in there. Maybe 2 leeks, because I have more than enough. And I'm putting the flesh side of the leek down. All right, now that I have the leeks on there, so I got like 3 pieces on each one, maybe 4 on one. Now I'm gonna stack them one on top of the other, put them in a Ziploc bag, and then put the onions in the Ziploc bag, seal it, and let it sit until it's time to cook. That's maybe 4 hours from now, and I will cook them, okay?
Okay, y'all, I'm coming in behind my husband, Thelonious. When he's in the kitchen, I just call him Chef and stay out the way. I'm so grateful. God bless me with a man who has a passion for cooking, because I have a passion for eating. Hallelujah. But I'm going for bokashi purposes. He mentioned compost, and he is fantastic with saving all of these pieces for me to compost. So I am going to, for bokashi, it works better if you cut the pieces down into about 1-inch pieces. Helps with the composting process. Now, some of it, we just throw it in there. Like, sometimes we just on the go, it's going in the bucket, no problem. But I do like to cut it down because it'll break down quicker. Remaining leek and onion scraps as well. And put them in. Here's the bokashi brand. I'm literally gonna put about that much on top and let it do its work. There is no odor over here at all. Thank you for joining us today. The Lord bless and keep you and make his face shine upon you. Until next time.